Hi, my name is Tom House. We're here with Spry Products and Exertube on the campus of the University of California, San Diego to talk baseball. What about baseball? We're going to show you how you can be cross-specific with skill training and resistance training by using Exertube, by using a baseball, by using a bat, and making yourself ready for game competition. Coaches and athletes are always looking for efficient ways to prepare themselves for competition. What is the easiest way to resistance train? What is the easiest way to skill train? Is there a way to integrate both? And that's what we're going to learn about today. We are going to show you how with simple little cords, a baseball, a bat, a towel, a glove, you can do on the field everything that the major leaguers do in $1 million weight room, in $20 million stadium, whether you're a little leaguer, a major leaguer, or anything in between. We're going to show you today how to match up skill work with resistance training, risk-free, and give you the most amount of preparation in the least amount of time. I'd like to introduce who's working with us today with the Spry product Exertube. This is Brendan and this is Sean. Brendan is a professional athlete that's getting ready to go to spring training. He's been on these protocols actually for about 2 months now, Brendan?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's very comfortable with it, and we'll talk through and you'll see an elite athlete that's actually doing a great job with the Exertube. Sean is a conditioning coach in professional baseball. He's a functional fitness associate, a certified functional fitness associate that has done the physical preparation now for about, 6 months, I guess, Sean. It's all new information, it all fits together, and you're going to be really, really enthused about how the pieces fit together when you see it done by two people who can really do it. Before you actually throw a baseball or swing a bat, you should prepare yourself to throw the baseball and swing the bat. And what Sean and I are going to go through in this segment of our video is to show you how you can do everything you need to do on the field with elastic resistance to prepare yourself for throwing and swinging. And what I'm going to have Sean do right now, we're going to start from feet and actually work up through fingertips. Connective tissue, bone, small, medium, and large muscle groups are all going to be flexed, are all going to be loosened up, and all going to be trained specific to the movements involved in throwing and swinging a bat. Now, Sean, I'll take the yellow cord.
Okay.
If you could hook up, and what he's going to do right now is actually the equivalent of basically some squats, bottom half squats. He's standing on the cord, and all he's going to do in a linear movement, and obviously you can tighten or loosen the resistance as a function of your tolerance, and in effect he's working quads, hamstrings, calves, ankles, bottom half legs, and kind of a little wake-up call. Now, after you've done a few of those, I would suggest reps of 15 ultimately, but for right now we're just going to take you through the movements. Now let's do some sides, back and forth, a few of those, 14, 15, and then let's do some circles to the right, circles to the left, get a feel both sides there, that's for lateral and medial, and then actually do some figure eights, or what I call ski with the knees, get a feel for that. To his tolerance, and obviously the length of the cord and the strength of the cord to his tolerance are what's going to dictate how you're preparing yourself. Don't try to do too much. Make it comfortable. Don't push too hard. Now what he's going to do is he's going to start getting more specific to the actual physical movement of throwing and striking. And all I want you to do, hands on hips, he's already squared away. He's in the athletic position, knees bent, head slightly forward of belly button. He's got postural stability. He's got himself in that athletic position, and all I'm going to have him do is stride back and forth. This is for the inside of your quads, your groin, the feel of going ball of foot to ball of foot. A lot of hitters and a lot of pitchers will spin out with their hip flexors, and that causes their foot to land other than ball of foot to ball of foot. This is a nice little device to train and give the feeling of the skill required to go ball of foot to ball of foot. That's a bottom half movement. Now, we're going to add in, all right, to make it a total body, vertical or standing up movement, we're going to add in thumb to thumb the cord for the feel of what it takes to stride, glide, and rotate late, just like you do when you throw. Now there's a lot going on here. There's bottom half proprioception, or what is my body doing to feel a throw? What is my body doing on the upper body to feel a throw? If you'll notice, we have what we call a flex T here. Not straight, but slightly flexed forward. I call it a flex T, call it whatever you want, but the key is thumb to thumb, elbow to elbow, slightly flexed. Now what I'm going to have him do is go back and forth, just holding the flex T. Back and forth. Feel the flex T. Back and forth, good. Back and forth, lean into it, lean into it, lean into it, lean into it. Okay, stop for just a second. Now we're going to add in a movement. I'm going to do it in front of Sean without the cord. He's going to stride, glide, and rotate late, keeping that flex T. His head will stay up, his elbows will stay up, and he'll give a little dip at the end. Then he's going to go the other way. Stride, glide, rotate, late. Actually, you should do about 15 of them, but for right now, we're just demonstrating, okay? So give me a stride, a glide, and a rotate. Head up. Keep your head up. Shame on you, okay? Now we're going to go the other way. Stride, glide, rotate, late. Good. This is building in the positions of throwing. Stride, glide, rotate, late. Exactly what a kid needs to do to throw efficiently as an outfielder, an infielder, a pitcher, or a catcher. This is building that physical feel for skill and resistance training to match up in what we call cross-specific skill resistance training. Okay, now before we get into the next segment of upper body training, I want to reinforce how we make this cord adaptable to any height, any length of stride, to anybody's quote-quote resistance feel. All you need to do if you want more resistance with this cord is to shorten it by tying it in a knot, okay? If you're just getting started or you're coming off of a rehab situation and you don't want high resistance, then of course you'd make the cord long and easy to work with. If you want to do like Sean was just doing and really give yourself a burn in 15 reps, then you just tie it up, make it a little shorter. With this elasticity, a shorter cord is harder work. With the same elasticity, this cord longer is more tolerant work. So make sure you get to your level of tolerance, and where you are in your fitness plane, use the length of cord that is comfortable for you. Now the next segment of our conditioning, flexibility, skill work is going to be with upper body, specific to throwing. And if I get Sean to lean into the fence here, and the great thing about most ballparks is they all have fences. So you don't need $1 million weight room to prepare your upper body for throwing and striking. And what we're going to do is take Sean through 8 movements that will wake everything up in shoulder, elbow, pecs, upper back that you do when you throw or swing a bat. First position will be high elbows, our flex T again, and he's going to swim forward with his thumbs down. Stay thumbs down with your, we'll do that one in a second. Just stay thumbs down. Oh, okay. Bingo. All right, there we go. Sean's a little bit ahead because he's been experimenting for the last 6 months, but this movement right here, swims, figure eights, whatever you want to call it, about 15 reps would be perfect. Now, let's do hitchhikes when you come back. Swim backwards, hitchhiking. There you go. High elbows. The key is to keep your elbows above the shoulder plane. Above the shoulder plane. Do about 15 of those to tolerance, okay? Next exercise, turn like a left-handed pitcher. You'll shorten this lever. Now, he's real strong, but let's pretend he's not strong. Shorten this one and make this one a little easier to work with, okay? To tolerance. He's got high elbow and he's hitchhiking. Hitchhike. Now notice I'm helping him out, but as soon as I walk away, if he can keep that high elbow, flex T, in that hitchhike movement, he's doing everything that the arm does in accelerating the arm to throw a baseball, all right? Now let's do low end, thumb up to thumb down, thumb up to thumb down. Now he's working backside, thumb up to thumb down. Notice he's keeping the same front side elbow, the same plane he would do if he was throwing a baseball across the infield to home plate, or as a catcher to second base. 14 or 15 of those. Now what we do with our left side, we're going to flip around and do with our right side. Okay, shorten the lever, lengthen it, okay, hitchhikes, thumb up, there you go. Exactly, perfect form. And what he's doing right now, he's creating strength in the planes that are involved in the skill of throwing a baseball. That's that integrated or cross-specific training that we're talking about. All right, let's do some thumb down. Okay, good. Perfect protocol. All right, the last one in the upright against the pole were what I call water skis, where he's actually got in a water ski position, thumb up to thumb down, both arms. Now it gets a little tougher. He's a real strong young man, conditioning coach he should be. All right, what I'd like you to do is move a little closer, Sean, and get the cord behind you now. Turn your thumbs over right at your belly button. Good. Feel that heat up back here?
Yep.
All right. Off camera, we talked about it. We all laughed. It doesn't look like it's hard work, but it just burns. He's got a burn going right now. For those of you that care, teres major, teres minor, spinatus group, the things that hold the rotator cuff together, the scapular stabilizers, all good stuff. You don't need to hear about that in this video. You just need to pay attention to what the ExerTube can do for you in these positions. Now, the last exercise in this 8-sequence protocol is to turn away from the resistance, and he's going to go thumb down to thumb up. All right, this also is a tough one. Thumb down to thumb up. And he rotates his thumb as he gets to his belly button. This will wake up everything on the front side. Again, to tolerance. If this is too stiff of a cord at this distance, then move your body a little closer. Take it to your level of tolerance so that you have a burn going at the end of about 15 reps. And you're asking yourself, why in the heck is Tom saying 15 reps per? The reason is this. You can stop now, Sean. He's going, ah! All right. The reason that 15 reps is what you're after, the average major league pitch per inning is 15 pitches per inning. So me being a pitching coach, I try to train my kids across the board to do between the lines and in the resistance training so it'll fit together. That's the purpose. Okay, now we have some flat ground work. Again, we're still out in the ball field. We haven't had to access $1 million weight room. Sean is in a position right now where we're going to give him the flex T, keep it right there. He's going to stabilize. Now make sure that when you have the cord around the bottom of your feet that you don't bring your toes back, because if you do, the cord releases and it gives you a real big smile. You don't want that. Keep your toes pointed away. Now just stabilize in that position and do some rows. Upright. This is low back and abs, and believe me, it turns it on in a hurry. Shoot for 15 reps. If you can't do 15 reps right away, no big. Just do to tolerance what you're capable of handling. Okay, after a few of those, relax. Now we're going to do the very same thing we did on the upright with the poles. Do some swims. All right, thumb down swims, thumb down. Thumb up swims. Very good. Turn sideways. Turn sideways. Now make this lever a little shorter. Give yourself something to work with. Stabilize. Now this really turns on the obliques. He's in a stabilized position with his back. His abs and his obliques are holding him in this position. He's going to do the same little hitchhikes and the same little thumbs down, thumbs down, thumbs down. Let's do the left side. Same idea. Shorten this lever to tolerance. And again, if it's too hard for you, you can always undo the knot. Sean's real strong. Don't be Hercules. Be smart about this, okay? Thumb down to thumb up. Okay, let's go thumb up to thumb down. Boom, boom. Okay, leaning into it, go thumbs up to thumbs down. Try to turn right at belly button. Feel your low back burning, Sean?
You got it.
Okay. Abs and low back are getting worked, stabilized through this whole exercise. The arms, the capsule, the elbow, exactly what happens when you throw. Now what Sean has just done is everything in his body has been used, has been resistance trained, has been awakened, specific to throwing and striking. He's in effect ready to right now go into playing catch or swinging a bat. And that's what the ExerTube and cross specificity training is all about. What we're going to do now is we're going to get into some flat groundwork with throwing. And we're going to use the elastic cord. Go ahead and put it on, Brendan. Again, I'll reintroduce Brendan. Brendan's a left-handed pitcher who was a heck of a hitter in high school, but as a professional, he's become a pitcher. Now, you'll notice what I've done is we've hooked up thumb to thumb. He's put his glove on. He's got a baseball in his hand. Let's turn sideways here, Brendan. What we're after is to have a little resistance without restricting. He wants to feel the cord as he takes his root. He wants to feel the cord, but the cord does not want to restrict like we were doing when we were doing our conditioning. The cord should resist, but it shouldn't restrict. Now, what are you doing when you see the cord here? It is forcing him to take a root and keep that flex T that Sean was working so hard on through the whole range of motion. Take a little step with me. If he does it right, the cord will never touch his body. The cord helps his forearm deliver the baseball. If he does it wrong, if he changes his posture, a lot of you will have athletes that'll do this. If he changes his posture, the cord will drag along his neck or his chest. If he rotates too early, if this front side elbow comes too soon, it'll kind of like rip across his ear. It's not a real pleasurable experience to feel that cord ripping across the body part. But if he maintains the flex T as he goes through his whole range of motion, the cord will always enhance. It resists and builds strength back to here, and it enhances arm speed out in front. Now I'm going to have him the first couple while he's throwing just show you what the flex T should look like. And if you watch bottom half, I'm going to have him step behind to lock in ball of foot to ball of foot. All right? I'm not going to hook the cord up on his feet, even though it would be a possibility, because this is an upper body throwing thing. Sean has already showed the cord on the bottom half. So go ahead, step behind, elbows up, rotate late. Very good. Now you'll notice on camera you will see that the cord never touches his body. All right, he's got that flex T. He's got resistance but not restriction. His elbows are up and slightly flexed, no hyperextension. And for those of you that get discouraged, don't, because if you've thrown wrong for 3, 4, 5, 10 years, it takes about 1,000 perfect reps with the right feel to overcome that bad habit. So be patient with yourself as the numbers of skill and resistance training fit together. Okay, just take a step behind and throw. That's perfect. Now you'll notice with his angle, even though his torso twisted a little bit, the cord never touched. As he came back, it went this way, but the cord stayed parallel all the way through. The late rotation gets the cord out in front and helps his forearm throw the baseball. Put your hands in regular position. Now watch, he'll break hands and find that with his normal throwing route. A couple of them, go ahead. That's awesome. And again, the things we were working on with Sean, the stride, the glide, the rotate late, you're seeing exactly implemented. That's perfect. Atta boy. Stride, glide, rotate late. Flex T. Bingo. Want me to take a little off, Sean, or want him to take a little off? Let's move back a little bit. Now we're going to start stretching it out. Under normal circumstances, I would have him throw 10 to 15 short, move back, and short would be 30 to 45 feet. Then move back in 30 to 45 feet increments until you're throwing about 120 feet. We're not going to throw real long today in the interest of time, but when you do throw long, never cast the baseball, always one hop it. Takes the same effort to one hop a baseball 120 feet as it does to cast a baseball 120 feet, but the one hop is more mechanically sound. So we're going to do a little short work and a little medium work, but no long work today, okay? Step behind, elbows up, rotate late. It's only perfect. Watch how stable his posture is. Watch his elbows as he gets into the stride. He breaks his hands. The cord never touches his body. This is a perfect mechanical delivery. The cord is making him feel the strength plane of the flex T, and it's helping him throw hard out in front. Very nice. And off camera, we were talking, how long did it take him to master this feeling? About 2 days. But again, he hadn't thrown improperly to a point where it was horrible enough to make him take longer to learn. Be patient. Again, 1,000 reps to overcome a bad habit. Now remember, Brandon picked this up real quick because his habits weren't that inefficient. Be patient with yourself as you learn this feeling, because if you've done it wrong for a long time, it will take you a minimum of 1,000 perfect repetitions with the Exertube in a situation to your tolerance where you go through your throwing motion properly to get the feel of a good delivery. We just finished our short, medium, and long toss. He's got a complete body lather going. He's loosened up. Now we're going to get into the actual skill of pitching. From his set position, he has hooked onto his middle finger just a plain old hand towel. As long as you have about a foot of towel hanging out from your middle finger, it'll work. You'll also notice that we kept the elastic cord. We kept the Exertube in the same position, all right, that we did when we were throwing. We're now going to do with the towel pitching. Okay? Now go through a delivery and I'll show you how we set this up. He's going to go through a normal delivery at foot strike, boom. All right? At foot strike, we are going to go 5 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to ask Sean to come in. At stride +5, Sean or a partner will put his hand Brendan's belly button height and hold it right there. Brendan will try to hit Sean's hand as hard as he can with that towel. Now you're looking, you're saying, there's no way that Brendan can hit Sean's hand at this distance with the towel. If Brendan does everything mechanically he's supposed to do, which I know he will, he'll hit Sean right in the middle of his hand, no problem at all. Go ahead. Okay, he missed short by about a half an inch. If you miss short in this drill, it's premature rotation. You got a little bit of a hurry. All right, stride, glide, rotate late. Flex the cord, flex the extra tube, and release late with it. If you miss right or left of Sean's hand, it's a posture problem. He was dead on, just a little short, okay? Tighten the abs, elbows up, rotate late, go. Bingo, I heard it tick, and again. When you've hit it twice solid, then we'll go to our next part of our drill. Feel it, elbows up, rotate late, bingo. Okay, one more good one. Now what you might on camera notice is the cord never touches. It's flex and rotate late. Flex the cord, perfect. All right, if you get a feel for the towel and the cord, it comes the closest to actually throwing a baseball of anything we've tested so far in the laboratory at Biokinetics or across the board at any resistance training we've done. The towel and the cord together are very specific to the stresses involved in throwing a 5-ounce baseball. Make sure you come back to the same starting position on flat ground every time. It's just like the equivalent of the rubber, which we're going to do in a little bit on the mound here. Make sure you get your foot to exactly the same spot to come into your stretch position with. And if you're asking yourself, Tom, why do we teach from the stretch position, not the wind up? Because you'll see as this whole video gets through itself, the posture you have in the stretch position and the posture you have as a hitter are virtually the same postures. So that's what I like to work with because, again, it's cross-specific. Give me 2 in this angle and let's see what happens here. Lean into it. Very nice. All right, came up short again, just barely. All right, you're getting in a little bit of a hurry with that front side. Flex the cord, rotate late. Flex it, bingo. How'd that feel, Sean?
Oh, it's joyful.
One more. Watch his posture, watch the cord, perfect. All right, the next part of our drill is a release point drill. Now notice we still have the extra tube that will create our flex T position that will resist but not restrict ourselves through the range of motion of throwing. This is actually from the stretch position, which will be cross-specific to our hitting position later on. Brendan is going to throw to Sean fastballs, breaking balls, and change-ups with the flex T, with the extra tube, exactly like he would do if he was pitching a baseball off of a mound. The shorter distance puts less stress on the arm while he's feeling release point. The towel that used to be in his hand is now home plate. The partner that is Sean is now a catcher. Here we go, just straight on in fastballs. Perfect strike. And if you'll notice, while we're talking on camera here, his flex T is perfect. The cord never touches his chest. His posture is stable. He rotates late. Head stays on line. Sean can even catch him. Let's go one more fastball, then we'll look at a breaking ball and a changeup. Perfect. Okay, let's go to a breaking ball. Now, I tell my pitchers in this situation I want the breaking ball bounced. Right now, I just want the breaking ball over because we don't want to break $1 million lens here. Bingo. And on camera, you saw from 40 feet, Brendan just threw a breaking ball that had the same break he's going to have off of a 60 feet 6-inch mound out yonder. Okay, here we go. Breaking ball again, Sean. Very nice, Brandon. Okay, now the tough pitch, change up. And if you'll notice, the flex T, the cord, the extra tube does not inhibit any of the pitches. So this is skill specific. It helps the feel of mechanics. It enhances arm speed and forces the kid to feel the release point of fastball, breaking ball, change up, change up. It's only perfect. And when you see this on camera, you're going to see that ball tailing away a little slower than the fastball. One more change. Very nice. Now what I'd like to do, assuming he'd done 15, 15, and 15, he's now ready to go to skill work out on the mound. Let's all go out to the mound. Now in our sequencing, we've gone from short, medium, and long toss on flat ground, to towel and cord on flat ground, to release point drill on flat ground, to the mound. On the mound now we're going to do some downs, some ups, and some ups and downs to introduce ourselves to the slope of the mound with the Exertube, with the Flex T, specific to throwing downhill. So Brendan, go ahead and do a couple downs for me. Step behind, elbows up. Now he's getting the feel of going down the hill with the same throwing mechanics we did out on flat ground. Step behind, elbows up, rotate late. Okay, normally he'd do 10, 15 of those. Let's go to the ups. Now he's going to move further back and he's going to land with his front foot on the up. This is going to force him to really get out in front with that Flex T. Very nice. Now Brendan makes this look real easy. He makes it look real easy because he's worked at it. And it shows up with the efficiency of the Exertube. You'll notice it never touches his body. And now that he's dialing up intensity, you'll hear the cord start making a sound. And that's the arm speed that the cord enhances from strength to length. And Sean, I'm really impressed you haven't hit me in the head yet. Let's do some ups and downs, Brendan. Start in the middle. Now, he's going to go up and down the hill. Up and down the hill with some aggressiveness. Go hard. All right, this piece comes the closest to the violence of throwing from the windup or the stretch in a real delivery. Watch the body work to go up and down the hill. But notice how in control the Flex T is with the Exertube because it forces him to be efficient with his mechanics. Strength to length. Very nice. Okay, let's take a little break and we're actually going to go to pitching next. Now before Brendan starts throwing, I just want to make sure everybody understands this is not a left-handed Exertube. It works for right-handers too. So just because you got a left-handed coach and a left-handed thrower doesn't mean it only works for left-handers. Now under normal circumstances, I would have Brendan work with the towel off the mound with the cord. But in the interest of time and because he did such a good job on flat ground, we're going to go right to pitching. The only qualification is that when you get to the mound, if you're going to use towel and cord, it's stride plus 6 feet rather than stride plus 5 feet, and that's a concession to the slope of the mound. Now we're going to go right to pitching. We're just going to throw fastballs because you've already seen that he can do other pitches on flat ground. We'll go about 4 or 5 fastballs, and then we'll shut the throwing segment of the Exertube down. So regular delivery, fastball straight on in, Sean. Attaboy. If you'll notice now, it's the same feel, the same mechanics, the same resistance as he did on flat ground going down the mound. Strike after strike after strike. And again, the Exertube will enhance the feel of the position, the movement, and the release point of throwing a baseball. One more fastball. We got a jet going, courtesy of Miramar again. It's only perfect. Do you want to challenge yourself with a breaking ball? Let's see what he can do here. We'll put a little pressure on him. This is a World Series breaking ball with an Exertube right here. Bail. Oh, Sean, it's awesome. For those of you that are off camera, he missed, Sean didn't. Let's get back up, try one changeup. And then we're going to go to the bat. This is awesome. These kids have done a great job. Little changeup right here. Good. Now, believe it or not, down is better than up. And if you say to yourself, oh, he threw fastball strikes, but the breaking ball and the changeup were both down, if you're a coach or an athlete, you know that you want your breaking ball and your changeup down, not up. Let's finish with a fastball strike, and we'll cut off the pitching segment right here. Very nice. Brendan and Sean, that's a great job. What you've seen right here is a perfect match between Exertube, a skill, and an implementation that's a perfect fit. It's no brain training that the athlete and the coach can turn on with without any risk of injury, and all it's going to do is enhance your ability to throw a baseball in competition. In the last segment of our Exertube video, we're going to take a green cord, which is a little bit more resistance, and we're going to put it in a situation with a bat in our hand, and we're going to look for a flex V. And remember, in our throwing segment, we were looking for a flex T. As hitters, we look for a flex V. And I'm not a hitting instructor, but I do know about the mechanics of a swing. And when a kid's arms extend as he swings the bat, it's called casting the bat, he's not as efficient as a hitter. If his body gets going forward and he pulls the bat through, he's not as efficient as a hitter. So what we've done is we've created, go ahead and get a stance for me, Brendan. Now his stance right now, if you'll look, he has a V in his arms that are unique to him. The key with the cord is, can he keep that V as he swings? Now turn around for just a second. What we did with the cord is we tightened it up by tying a knot into it to where his flex V was comfortable with the resistance of the green Exertube. So flip back around. Just take a couple of natural swings at nothing and watch how he maintains perfect swing. Now Brandon was a heck of a high school hitter. It's a quicker way to the big leagues as a pitcher than it is as a hitter, but that's a perfect swing. Now our drills go from a free swing, which he just did, and as a hitting instructor you can assign your kids X amount of swings. Just say he did 15 swings. Now he's ready to get to the next piece of the puzzle, which I would call T work. And again, I'll do it because Sean's over yonder, but you just load it up, take your normal swing, and let her rip. That's not bad. When was the last time you swung it actually off of a tee? Tell me the truth.
2 years ago.
All right. On camera with the Flex V and the Exertube, it made him a great hitter even though he hasn't swung for 2 years. There's a testimonial. I'm going to have him hit about 4 or 5 so you can see what happens with the Flex V when it's arranged properly. Go ahead. Awesome. Shoot one to left field. That was center, Brendan. Left field. Awesome. All right, let her rip. All right, now hang on just a second. Even though he hasn't swung a bat competitively for 2 years, on that video, when you review that, you will see, in effect, 6 perfect swings. Now, he's a great athlete, as you saw when he was throwing. But the cord, the Exertube in that Flex V enhances, for hitters, exactly what it does for pitchers. Great cross trainer. It builds strength in the position you have to have. It enhances bat speed through the contact zone, and it's because of that, that cross specificity, that integrated training really picks up the speed at which you gain mastery of swinging a bat. Now, in the sequencing of our hitting protocol, we went from free swing to tee work to what we call soft toss, which all you coaches and athletes are aware of. After soft toss, you would actually send someone into the cage for batting practice. And of course, after batting practice is a game. But as you see soft toss right here, the Exertube, the Flex V, and the mechanics of the swing are all enhanced, even in a soft toss situation. So I'm going to throw Brendan 5, and let's see what happens. Okay, you ready? Here we go. It's awesome, kiddo. I'll tell you what, we couldn't have done better. I'm going to say this right now. We couldn't have done better if we were a hitting coach and a hitter. That was awesome. This is a fine athlete. You see what the enhancement of the Exertube will do for the athlete, hitter, thrower, conditioning. It's one of the best I've seen at matching all 3 pieces of the puzzle together. What makes an athlete an efficient athlete? If he's functionally strong, mechanically sound, he will compete to whatever talent base he's been born with. And that's the purpose of this whole video. Best of luck with your Exertube. Thank you to Spry Products. Thanks to the University of California, San Diego. And Sean, come on out. Let's say goodbye here. Thanks to Sean, I appreciate it. And Brendan, thanks to you. And both you guys, great luck this summer with your professional clubs.